So let's get started, Raniji. Let the people keep joining in. We'll start with the mantra. We have much more to cover. So thank you everyone for joining. Welcome to our channel. And today we have a very interesting topic, which is introduction and the importance of Sarvatobhadra Chakra. So this topic has been really, I will say, was very famous. People have been really asking about this during our Jyotish Mela conference. So we requested Shyam Kansal ji to have some more, so that he can walk us through, because this topic is also seems to be serious and has a lot of detail and understanding to be developed before you can really make it a part of your, make that technique as a part of your, I will say, Vedic astrology's techniques to be able to utilize. And it also has implications very well. So much more to look from. We usually get started with our mantra. So Rani ji, back to you. Start with the mantra, please.
Namaste, Kansalji. Very nice to have this subject, brought to us. Thank you so much. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Adityaya cha Somaya Mangalaya Budhaya cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahave Ketave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Rani ji. Now I will quickly walk you through before I pass it on to Shyam ji to get started. So I see many of you are really new to our channel. So just very briefly about ourselves. I'm sorry, it would be great if you can, everybody can keep yourself muted. Otherwise, it just does the disturbance. Not a problem. So, Arsha Jyotish got started, I will say, very full-fledged in 2020, while our roots are from last 30 years, I will say we are rooted from there. Especially we are known for our Arsha Vidya Jyotish conferences called Jyotish Kumbh Mela is what we are known primarily for. So we have, as you can see the name and the pictures down. So we have many folks.
Arsha Jyotish.
Sorry about that. And I wanted to very briefly talk about that as we have requested Shyam Kansal ji, this is one of the introductory session where we will be looking into why somebody should be studying Sarvatobhadra Chakra and how it's going to, apply into multiple places. While if you are really deeply interested in knowing this particular topic, this is a very good class to get started with. So Shyam ji has started with having like kind of two parallel sessions so that one can be for the advanced student, other is for the basic student, while this is actually got more interest among people. So it's a 16-week Sarvatobhadra Chakra. I do see the timing is not quite favorable for the PST people, but we will definitely request and can arrange, talk to Shyamji about that. So with that, and he, as I said, also there is an advanced topic will be coming, but there is time has been announced for this one so far. So we cannot talk much about it. It will be happen only after this level 1 will get over. So level 1 will be the one which will be getting into the details of it, from the very basic to the next step. So with that, I would not take any further time. I would like to just talk of very briefly about the background of Shyam Kansalji. Shyam Kansalji has been fascinated about Vedic astrology and has been a researcher in this area
Yeah,
from
Richard's
last, I
pretty
can say,
quiet
30.
about stuff anyway. He doesn't talk about just his new stuff, you know.
I'm very sorry, I'm not sure what's happening here. He has been doing a research in the area of Vedic astrology from last, I will say, around 35 to 40 years. And very interestingly, we also have a teacher, the Vinay Aditya ji is happened to be one of the inspiration for Shyam Kansal ji as well. So very interestingly, you'll find on the jyotish.com, there is a how is your day today is also one of the topic which was also as a presentation is available over there. With that, I would like to pass it on to Shyamji, and I will stop sharing my screen. Yes, Shyamji, can you hear me? We can get started.
Hello?
Yes, Shyamji, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. Good morning to the US-based listeners and good night to the India-based listeners. It is my pleasure to be here today. Thank you, Meenakshi ji, for inviting me to talk before all of you through this webinar on a subject which is somewhat unconventional from Jyotish point of view. Now, without wasting much time, I should start on the subject. Meenakshi ji has already introduced me quite a lot. A little bit more about me so that you can understand. Myself, Shyam S Kansal, based in Bulandshahr, a small city in India, in Uttar Pradesh. I am in astrology since 1987. My initial thorough work was on Ashtavarga. I conceived a system based on Ashtavarga in which several other astrological principles were also simultaneously integrated to gauge the benefic and malefic effects of each planet in natal horoscope, as well as in their daily transit. The natal promises of planets could be integrated with their transit status in a very simple and elegant manner to draw a net astrological conclusion. My program could analyze each day of a native with reference to each house of the horoscope individually. This pioneering concept resulted in developing a distributable astrological software called Jyotish EXL. The Jyotish EXL is a dynamic model for predictions based basically on Ashtavarga system. In year 2000, I launched my website howsyourdaytoday.com to offer my astrological products and services globally. Thereafter, I became interested in Panch Pakshi and Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Also, I developed very comprehensive softwares for both of these astrological techniques, which are for my in-house personal use only. The Sarvatobhadra Chakra software is capable of performing very intricate SVC-related calculations, which I will tell later on about it. This is my contact info, my telephone number, my email ID, and my website. Now about the Sarvatobhadra Chakra itself. Can you see my screen properly?
Yes, Shyamji, we can.
Okay, thank you. Sarvatobhadra Chakra is a tool belonging to transit of grahas. The The word Sarvatobhadra means all-round auspiciousness, where Sarva means all-round and Bhadra means auspiciousness. The beauty of this tool is that it is very comprehensive and takes into consideration almost all factors in Vedic astrology, including 28 nakshatras, 12 rashis, called signs in English, 30 tithis, which are solely lunar days, the 7 vara, called weekdays, and the 50 aksharas, Sanskrit alphabets, and hence can be used in multitude of analysis using planetary transits as the basis. Although this tool is associated with transits, nothing stops us for using this in the analysis of natal horoscope, dashas, etc. In fact, I have found its use in natal horoscopes to be effective and it's worth exploring. This chakra appears very similar to a chessboard. Very interesting thing. It is just like a chessboard, where instead of 8 by 8 is equal to 64 boxes, we have 9 by 9 is equal to 81 boxes. These 81 boxes are mapped to the building blocks of Jyotisha, that is the nakshatra, rashis, tithis, vara, or the aksharas. In this manner, the chakra will cover 28 sections or vargas pertaining to the nakshatras, 12 to signs, 5 to tithis, weekdays, 16 to vowels, and 22 consonants, that is total 81 vargas. Its use involves the concept of Vedha. In this method, the nakshatras aspect each other, that is, the nakshatra directly in opposite direction and the nakshatra which is to the left and the right. These 28 nakshatras also represent the saptanadis. Here I would like to mention, normally there are 27 nakshatras in Jyotisha, but in Sarvatobhadra Chakra, there are 28 nakshatras. There is an extra nakshatra called Abhijit nakshatra. So in Sarvatobhadra Chakra, we use 28 nakshatras instead of 27 nakshatras, including Abhijit nakshatra, for ease of reference and programming purposes. I map the rows from A to I and the columns from 1 to 9, which may not be a prevalent practice. Using this method, we can reference any box using a combination of row and columns such as A1, C8, etc. Given below is the chakra where A7 is mapped in Ashwini nakshatra, E5 represents the center of the chakra, and so on. Using this mapping, it is possible to pinpoint the specific box where we need to focus our attention. The starting point of using this chakra is to understand the reason why the building blocks are used and how they can be used in the analysis. This is a template of Sarvatobhadra Chakra. So I will explain later on, so you can understand. There are 9 columns, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is these are the rows A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. So if we want to know E5, I said E5 represents the center of the chakra. So it means A, B, C, D, E. So this is E. And 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the center of the chakra. So we can easily talk by representing these specific squares by naming them E5, E2, like that. Now, the main thing in Sarvatobhadra Chakra, after all these things, are the Vedhas. What are the Vedas? The concept of Veda. Veda is an important element in transit analysis. We often encounter this concept while studying transits of grahas from the Janma Rashi. Hence, understanding is undoubtedly vital in any study of transits. Vedhan means to drill or to make a hole. Here, Vedha means to pierce, which in the context of transit can mean the power of a graha to force or compel a specific result, which could either be favorable or unfavorable, depending on other factors. While in a normal gochara of a graha, Vedha of another graha can be nullified, the influence of the former graha. In Sarvatobhadra Chakra, the Veda shows an intervention of a transiting graha on various elements of the chakra, which is nakshatras, rashis, tithi, akshara, etc. The Veda of a Shubh graha is considered favorable and that of a Krur graha is considered unfavorable. This is a most important concept, this one. When a auspicious planet makes a Veda, it brings favorable results, and when an inauspicious planet makes a Veda, it brings unfavorable result. The influence of the Veda causing graha is stronger if it is exalted or retrograde, but weaker when it is debilitated. The normal Jyotisha principle. There are three kinds of Veda called the Vama Veda, Dakshina Veda, and Sammukha Veda. Sorry. Vama Veda, Vama means left, indicating that the graha is aspecting in the leftward direction. Since the Sarvatobhadra Chakra moves in a clockwise direction from left to right, the leftward aspect indicates that the graha is in forward zodiacal motion. This can also be said as the aspect in the zodiacal direction or in the clockwise direction. The grahas which are moving faster than their normal speed, called Atichari grahas, is considered to have this sign. Dakshina Veda, Dakshina means right, indicating the graha is aspecting in the rightward direction. Since the Sarvatobhadra Chakra moves in a clockwise direction from left to right, the rightward aspect indicates that the graha is in reverse, anti-zodiacal or retrograde motion. The grahas which is retrograde Vakri is considered to have this sign. Sammukha Veda. Sammukha means looking straight, neither right or left. The graha which is moving with its normal speed is said to have this sign. Now, what is the normal or mean speed of a graha? This can be derived from the mean motion of the grahas as given in Surya Siddhanta and other Siddhanta texts. The Sammukha Veda is only applicable to the nakshatra and not the intervening elements such as vowel, consonant, rashi, tithis, and varas. Now, there is opinion differences in among the authors about this particular condition. So we will talk about it later on. This is explained in the example where the vowels and consonants being pierced by the Vedas are not considered. In summary, the Veda is associated with the speed of the grahas in this manner. Vama Veda, effective when the graha is moving faster than its normal speed. Dakshina Veda, effective when a graha is retrograding. Sammukha Veda, effective when a graha is moving with its normal speed. This Veda is only on the nakshatra and not on other elements. As I said, there is an opinion difference about it. As this is a very introductory class about the Sarvatobhadra Chakra, I won't go in much detail about the Sarvatobhadra Chakra. I have given a basic feel of the Sarvatobhadra Chakra, what the Sarvatobhadra Chakra is, how it looks, how the planets, rashis, nakshatras, and vowels, consonants are placed in a square of 81 squares, and how the Vedas work. Now I won't go in much more details about in this short class, introductory class. So now I will move on. Use of Sarvatobhadra Chakra in various aspects of life, Muhurta, mundane matters, and financial astrology. First of all, use of Sarvatobhadra Chakra in mundane astrology. There was a severe terrorist attack on Mumbai in November 2000, 26th November 2008. It was a very devastating attack by terrorists on India. A total of 170 people died in this simultaneous terrorist attack at various important locations in Mumbai. This was one of the worst days in India's history after independence. So I did a Sarvatobhadra Chakra analysis of this particular incident with reference to the Sarvatobhadra Chakra. So this is the birth data of India Independence Day, 15th August 1947, 0034 hours, New Delhi. The Lagna was Taurus, called Vrash. Yeah? So I have indicated it as here as LG. LG means Lagna. The Rashi, RS, this is RS, Rashi. It was Kark or Cancer. So I have written it here. This is in Hindi, so I can understand many of the listeners who are from USA or Canada it will be a little bit difficult to understand. So I can, so please bear with me. And the nakshatra was Pushya. So I have made this sign here in Pushya. And the tithi was Rikta. So I have written here is T. And the var was Guruvar. So I have written here is V. So these are called Panchakas, 5 elements of the Sarvatobhadra Chakra. So we mark the 5 elements in a chart, first of all. Then we write the transit status of the various planets here. Ketu was in Ashlesha Nakshatra, so I wrote Ketu here. And Saturn was Purva Falguni, so I wrote Saturn here. Moon was in Vishakha, so I wrote Moon here. Sun, Mars, and Mercury was in Anuradha, so I wrote Sun, Mars, and Mercury, Anuradha on the day of attack. So this is on the day of attack, not on the day of independence. Yeah? So now we are analyzing the day of attack. So we have written here, Venus was in Purvashada and Uttarashada, Jupiter was in Uttarashada, and Rahu was in Shravan. So we placed all the 9 planets in the respective nakshatras on the day to be analyzed. Now, as per the principles, we mark the Vedas, right Veda, Sammukh Veda, or the left Veda, which I discussed in the previous chapter. So we, if it is a malefic Veda means Ketu, Saturn, etc., Mars. So I have marked them in red. And the Jupiter, I have marked in green. Venus, I have marked in green. And Moon can be either malefic or benefic according to Jyotish principles. So I have marked it in orange. This line is in orange. So once we mark these lines, so now we have to see that how many elements are getting Vedhas on that particular. So you can see Lagna is getting red line Vedha. Here Rashi is also getting red line. Tithi is also getting red line, and Var is, and Tithi and Var is having several red lines. This is very, very inauspicious. If a particular element of Panchaka is having Vedha from this side and this side also, this is considered very, very bad. So you can see Tithi and Vedha are having heavy traffic of the malefic Vedas on that day, and out of the 5 elements, 4 elements were getting, except the nakshatra, 4 elements were getting malefic Vedas on that day of terrorist attack. Now, India's original name is Bharat. India is not the name of the India. It is simply known as India in foreign countries, but the actual name is Bharat. So now we will see the Vedas on Varna Bha. This was on the horoscope of the India. Now we saw the status of the consonant, vowel, etc. So there is a different technique to know it. So Bha is having Ashubh Vedha. This is a quantification. This is a very detailed subject, so I will not discuss here. I will simply show Bha is having Ashubh Veda of 0.4. Swar vowel is having no Veda. Tithi Rikta is having very high Vedas, as I shown you on that day. Sun, 4 planets were having Vedas. Nakshatra was not having. Chandra Rashi at birth was having Vedha negative, and Var and ascendant. All these, every except one or two elements out of 7, 5 were having negative Vedhas, and the net result benefic Vedhas was 0, and malefic Vedhas was 5.0, and net is minus 5.4. Minus 5.4 is considered a very high quantum of negative Vedas. Normally, minus 1, 1.5, minus 2, minus 2.5 is seen in normal life. But minus 5.4 is a very high quantum of negative Vedas. So, India's chart, Bharat Bha consonant was showing a very high quantum of negative Veda on that day. Now, there are Janmadi, Karmadi, Nakshatras of every, this is a one chapter in Sarvatobhadra Chakra, which will be taught in the detailed course. So, I will not go into the detail. So, Janma Nakshatra, Karma Nakshatra, Arghakand Nakshatra, etc. So, here also, malefic Vedhas are 9, and benefic Vedhas is equal to 1, and net is equal to minus 8. This is again very, very high. Normally, you will not see in any horoscope on any particular day minus 3, 4, maximum minus 5. I have never seen minus 8 values in this chart. So you can see that terrorist attack is very well explained through Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Now, now we will, this was a mundane example. Mundane means which was not a particular person's chart, this was a country's chart. Now, how Sarvatobhadra Chakra can be used in analyzing a person's life? So now I will take 2 examples here of 2 prominent personalities of India. One is former Finance Minister of India, who was also one time Home Minister of India also, Mr. P. Chidambaram, in Congress government. When the Congress government went away, and so charges of corruption were leveled against him. Severe charges of corruption were leveled against him, and he got arrested by CBI on the night of 21st August 2019. This was a very big event that a Home Minister or Finance Minister of India, former Home Minister or Finance Minister of India, got arrested by CBI. So Chidambaram was one of the most powerful Indian politicians who served as the for almost 10 years, 2004 to 2014 in Congress resigned. So Chidambaram evaded CBI interrogation and arrest for more than a year by getting anticipatory bail for record 22 times. He himself is a Supreme Court senior advocate, and he evaded arrest for record 20 times from Delhi High Court. But on 20th August 2019, luck finally ran out for Chidambaram when Delhi High Court rejected the anticipatory bail. Chidambaram got arrested by CBI on 21st August 2019 after a high voltage drama. The following astrological analysis is an exercise to know the factors which rendered this once very powerful politician in a lockup of the investigating agencies. Now let us see the chart of P. Chidambaram. He was born on 16 September 1945, 1830 in Tamil Nadu. Kanadu, Kathan is the place's name. This is his North Indian chart. Now, we place this information on this Sarvatobhadra Chakra. We placed his Lagna is Kumbh, Aquarius, this one, and Rashi is Sagittarius. So Rashi is here Dhanu or Sagittarius, same Tithi, Var, and Nakshatra is Purva Shada. So his Nakshatra is Purva Shada here. So now we place the planets on the day of event in relevant nakshatras, Rahu, Mercury, etc., all the 9 planets, and draw the lines, red, green, and orange. So again, you will see Var, Tithi, and Rashi. All these 3 are getting red line directly here. Then Nakshatra is having heavy traffic of red lines, 4 red lines. This is very, very dangerous. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So as per SBC text, they say if on a particular day all the 5 elements, Panchakas, get malefic Vedhas, and especially 1 or 2 is also having the cross malefic Vedhas like this one as nakshatra. So the ancient texts say even Shiva cannot save that person from death. So fortunately, Chidambaram's Lagna was saved. It is not having any malefic Vedha or benefic Vedha. So only 4 elements are getting Vedha, and Nakshatra is having very high malefic Vedha. So now he didn't face death, but he faced death-like problems because being in custody for several days or months in custody, because I think he remained in custody for more than a month. I think I will see. So it was a death-like experience for a senior person like him and aged person like him, and he himself is a very senior advocate in Supreme Court of India, and he had to face the arrest, and he spent his nights in the Tihar jail of Delhi. So now he is called Chidambaram. Now his name is P. Chidambaram, but everybody knows him as Chidambaram only. He is famous by his last name only, Chidambaram. So in Sarvatobhadra Chakra, we use the swara of by which we are popularly known. So he was popularly known as Chidambaram. So we will analyze the cha consonant. This is cha consonant. So and accordingly the chas, swara, cha, tithis, nakshatra, etc. So we will quantify the Vedas, and the same benefic Vedas were 0.25 and the malefic Vedas were 4.20. So the net were 3.9 minus 3.95. This again very high. Yeah. So then again it's Janmadi, Karmadi, Nakshatra were not having much negative, but it was negative -1 only. So so it shows that such high negative Vedas caused him the jail. He has to remain in jail for several days. Now, I will analyze another horoscope of former Prime Minister of India, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi was born 20th August 1944, 8:11 a.m. Bombay. This is his birth chart, and same principles have been applied here on the Rajiv Gandhi's horoscope. His ascendant and Rashi is Leo, Singh. Ascendant and Rashi, Moon is here, and this is Leo. So we put Lagna and Rashi both here. Var was either Sunday or Tuesday, Surya or Mangal in the same Tithi, and Nakshatra was Purva Falguni. So, and we drew, we put the, he died in a bomb blast, terrorist attack on 21st May 1991. Yeah? So he died in a terrorist attack of Tamil Tigers on 21st May 1991. So we put the transit status of the planets in here and drew the red and green lines, Vedha lines, and we will see that what happens. So you can see Lagna and Rashi both are having red line. Tithi is having very high traffic of red lines, or means malefic Vedha. This is very, very dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines. This is very, very dangerous. And Var is also having same thing. And Nakshatra is also having red line. Now it is also having green lines. So effect of maybe said to be toned down. But in what I was saying in previous example, that let's say when all the 5 elements get malefic Vedhas, even Shiva can't save that person. This is written in the Sarvatobhadra ancient text. So this is a typical, very typical example of that saying, because all the 5 elements are getting malefic Vedhas. Now this particular one is having malefic and benefic Vedhas both, but it is having malefic Vedha, and one element is getting highly afflicted. Tithi is getting highly afflicted, 4 red lines. So that saying is completely true on this particular incident. I will show you this screen for slowly. So if I have not spoken everything, so you can read it later on in the recordings. So so I will move this screen a little bit slow, so that you can read and reread in the recordings. Yes, what I was saying, it is also, it has been mentioned in Sarvatobhadra Chakra literature by our learned seers that if on a given day, all 5 elements of the Panchaka receive only malefic Vedhas and is devoid of nullifying benefic Vedhas, or B, any single element, here Tithi is that single element, out of the 5 elements of the Panchaka receives 2 or more malefic Vedhas. Here it is having 4 malefic Vedhas. From different directions, it is having, Tithi is having all 4 directions malefic Vedhas. This is very important. Any single element out of the 5 elements of the Panchaka receive 2 or more from different directions, and that element is devoid of a benefic Vedha, and this element is not having any green line, any benefic Vedha. So all the conditions of this Sarvatobhadra Chakra condition, it fulfills all the conditions, this particular incidence, and that element is devoid of a benefic Vedha. That day may be highly inauspicious for the native in all important aspects of life, including health and longevity. the native should remain extremely careful on such a day. So Sarvatobhadra Chakra can give very important clues about your day. So now Rajiv Gandhi. Now we will analyze. Sorry. Let me have water. No. Now we will analyze the consonant Ra, Rajiv Gandhi. Till now, we were doing analysis on the horoscope and transits. Now, because the beauty of the Sarvatobhadra Chakra is that it can analyze the only consonants also. If we don't know the birth date of a person, we can still analyze about it. So now we will apply the Sarvatobhadra Chakra principles on the name of the Rajiv Gandhi. So the Rajiv Gandhi, the consonant is Ra, and there is a fixed table for every consonant. So Swar, Tithi, Nakshatra at birth, Chandra at birth, Var at birth, ascendant. So when we quantify these Vedhas, so it is minus 1.55. So it is also negative. Then we again Janmadi, Karmadi, Nakshatra we check. So it is having no same malefic Vedha and same malefic Vedha. So net is 0. So there is nothing special. So the main thing comes here. All the principles of the Panchakas are fulfilling here. So till now we saw mundane example in mundane and then bad events in the life of a native. Now we will see use in Muhurta. Sarvatobhadra Chakra can be used very effectively in deciding a Muhurta. This is one of the most effective tools, and I often use it. The typical example of sinking of the Titanic is a typical case of bad Muhurta. Either you are going for a fixing marriage Muhurta, or you are fixing a Muhurta for journey, or you are fixing a Muhurta of starting your venture, or whatever you think is, either you are fixing a Muhurta for housewarming or Griha Pravesh. You should check the transit status in Sarvatobhadra Chakra. That will many good Muhurtas which you draw from other principles may get nullified if you cross check with the Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Now, what happened? Horary states that any Tithi, Rashi or Ansha or Nakshatra having Vedha by a crude Graha should be scrupulously avoided. Hello? Hello? Yes. So Horary states that any Tithi, Rashi or Ansha or Nakshatra having Vedha by a crude should be scrupulously avoided in all auspicious undertakings. A marriage celebrated during a Vedha, malefic Vedha, will not treatment given to a patient will not end in the cure, and any business started will not be successful. This is very clearly written in Sarvatobhadra Chakra text. If a Vedha caused by a crude Graha should occur during the time of sickness, it will culminate in death. If the motion is retrograde, if the motion is direct, the sickness will soon subside. If there be Vedha caused by a cruel graha in one's own Janmavara, the person will not have peace of mind and he will suffer from mental pain. This is a very important, useful principle for choice of Muhurta. Not only the period when the Janma Tithi, Janma Rashi, Janma Nakshatra or Nama Varna, consonant or Swara, when having Vedha from a cruel graha, should be avoided for any auspicious activity, as there is a danger lurking around the corner. The same principle is used in Muhurta. Each Muhurta is defined by a combination of Muhurta, Rashi, Tithi and Nakshatra. If the Muhurta Kundli, the mentioned elements of time, Rashi, Tithi and Nakshatra, if having Vedha from cruel graha, should be avoided for any auspicious function such as marriage, journey, treatment, etc. Else they will end with failures. This is very clearly written in Sarvatobhadra Chakra text. If one falls sick during that time when the Rashi, Tithi, Nakshatra, Vara and Vedha from cruel grahas, the recovery of the person is doubtful, particularly when the Vara weekday is under cruel Vedha. There is mental anxiety, stress and pain. The weekday is also associated with vitality, enthusiasm and overall zest towards life. At the moment of launch of famous British passenger liner, the Titanic, the nakshatra was Punarvasu, Tithi was Shukla Chaturthi, Rashi was Karka and Lagna was Simha. It started sailing on 31st May 1911 at 12:13 p.m. in Belfast, Northern Ireland. We note that Rahu, Shani and Krur Nakshatra was governed by Chandra and Shukra. Two Shubha grahas, Chandra is strong, hence Shubha. The Chandra and Shukra, although are Shubha grahas, but their conjunction gives rise to a very dangerous yoga called Rudra Yoga, indicating danger on account of water. There were no Krur Vedha on the Rashi and Lagna. We can infer from there that an affliction of one of the Muhurta elements, Tithi, Nakshatra, Rashi, can indicate grave danger. In this Kundli, the Rahu, Shani, Buddha indicated the grave danger due to their Vedha on the Muhurta Tithi, which was intensified by the Rudra Yoga on the Janma Nakshatra. There were other Krur Vedhas on vital Nakshatras worth noting as well. For an event linked to natural disasters, the Upgrahas have to be checked as well. The Rahu, Shani, Buddha Yoga also had Vedhas on the Sannipat. That is the Upgraha, which will be taught in the detailed course. In associated with extreme cold, snowfall, hailstorm, avalanche, etc. The ship was struck down by an iceberg. Now, use of Sarvatobhadra Chakra in financial astrology. First of all, I would like to introduce about W.D. Gann. W.D. Gann, many of you might be knowing about him and many of you might not be knowing about him. He was a legendary trader from Chicago, USA, whose trading techniques are still unsurpassed. He came to India and lived in Varanasi for several months. He is said to have learned Sarvatobhadra Chakra here and he applied it in his trading techniques. It is said, but he was very mysterious. He didn't wanted to tell what technique he is using. So he disguised his techniques in he changed the style of his predictions, etc. So it is he never clearly admitted that he used Sarvatobhadra Chakra. But if we see that the diagrams he used, this is square of 4x chart jigsaw puzzle, which is used by Gann followers. This is Gann pyramid, and this is Gann square of 9. You understand? We also have 9 by 9 is equal to 18 squares, and this is also a Gann square of 9. So now it is not totally exactly similar to our this is our Sarvatobhadra Chakra. So, but it gives us a possibility that you will find a similarity in diagrams of Sarvatobhadra Chakra and the various diagrams prepared by W.T. Gann. Of course, they are not so similar that any common person can jump to an immediate conclusion that Gann was using Sarvatobhadra Chakra. As said earlier too, Gann was using SBC in modified coded form so that other people cannot understand his astrological techniques. He wanted to camouflage his techniques. This is our Sarvatobhadra Chakra in Hindi language. Now, these were the simple things which normally the Sarvatobhadra Chakra principles are written in books and are normally taught in classes. But the main thing is quantification of SBC Vedhas for financial astrology. This is the most important part of the whole thing. If we want to really jump to a fruitful conclusion. The concept of Veda is very important transit analysis through Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Veda means, I have already told, in Sarvatobhadra, the Veda shows the influence of transit, okay, favorable and but we have to remember that impact of all Vedas is not equal. This is the most important thing. We have to remember that impact of all Vedas is not equal. All Vedas should not be treated with similar weightage. The quantum of impact of a particular Veda is decided by many factors. Some of the major deciding factors for quantum of Veda impact are as follows. The influence is stronger if they are exalted and retrograde, while weaker if they are debilitated. Quantum of planetary aspects on various rashis, it can be of 5 types. 4-pad aspect, full influence of Veda, 3-pad aspect, 3/4 influence, like that, and 0-pad. Now the influence Veda will be shown, but the influence will be nil here. So quantification is very, very important if we wish to reach a fruitful conclusion. Following 5 types of strengths is needed to be calculated for each of the 9 planets. If we wish to calculate the quantify the strengths of the Sarvatobhadra Chakra Veda. That is called Kshetra Bal, Navansh Bal, Uday Bal, Vakra Bal, and Uch Bal. For those who don't know Hindi, Bal means strength. After calculating these planetary strengths, following 5 types of Swamis, lords, are decided as per the strength calculated in previous steps. Deshtrik Swamis, Swamis means lords, Kaltrik Swamis, Panetrik Swamis, Varna Swamis, and gender lords. The use of all of these lords, or some of them, or none of them, depends upon the situation that for which purpose Sarvatobhadra Chakra is being used. For predicting prices of commodities and metals, etc., calculation of all of these lords is essential. For Forex, we may leave some of these lords as they are not applicable in that case. For example, we do not use Deshtrik Swamis because Forex prices are global. Similarly, we don't use Varna Swamis, that is lots of various colors, in case of Forex predictions because currencies do not have any specific color. An example calculation sheet of all of these strengths and all of the above mentioned lots is being shown in table below. This is a table calculated. People calculate these things in Excel. Now I have prepared it through my own software, but many people I have seen, they have prepared Excel sheets where they feed these values manually and all these values come easily. So these are the 9 planets and Kshetraval, Navanshval, you may find these values in any good software like Parashar Light or Jagannath Hora. And after writing these total will be shown by the Excel, and accordingly, the strongest one will be decided among these Swami, Mandal Swami, etc., etc. Same way, this is quantum of planetary aspects of various signs. Are 4 pada, 3 pada, etc. What I was saying. A few words about SBC software developed by me for personal in-house use only. I developed a very comprehensive software for Sarvatobhadra Chakra, which is for my in-house personal use only. It is capable of performing very intricate SBC-related calculations. It may decide applicable Vedhas of various planets on various components of SBC, the Panchakas. Depending upon their speed and direction of their motion, it can also decide Swartithi, Nakshatra, Rashi just by choosing the appropriate Varna consonant of the Namakshara. There are options to apply Vedhas as per different principles by different authors because different authors have given different views. So I have provided options to apply various principles. The applicable Vedha principles are somewhat different for natal chart SBC and SBC used for financial. But this is very important. This sentence is very important because Vedha principles are somewhat different if you are using it for natal chart analysis or for financial astrology purposes. There are many additional principles also applicable if SBC is being used to predict stocks, commodities, metals, or Forex. I have incorporated most of those additional principles in my SBC software. To quantify the SBC results, my software also considers the Ekpad Drishti, Dupad Drishti, etc. To further fine-tune the quantification of thus obtained SBCR, it also considers planet's exaltation, dignity, etc. You have already seen the screenshots of my software analysis in various examples I shown you in previous steps. So now let us come to the next. Now I will show you the success in financial astrology through Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Sorry. Because in financial Forex, we simply analyze the consonants of the Forex, foreign currency. USD, Euro, Japanese Yen, British Pound, Canadian Dollar, and Australian Dollar. And made the quantification values and noted down the quantification values here for the whole month. So now, by comparing these values among any two currencies, So the above SBC strength table is a master astrology table covering all of the most popular currency pairs. Sorry. There are 6 data series in this table for the following 6 major currencies. You have to look at any 2 data series of your choice at a time. Suppose you are interested in currency pair Euro USD. In this case, you should look on the values in column 2 Euro and column 1 USD. Column 2 and column 1 Euro and USD. Column 1 values are stable or going up, but column 2 values are going down. The anticipated result Euro should go down in comparison to USD. Column 1 values are going down, but column 2 values are stable or going up. The anticipated result Euro should go up in comparison to USD. Like that. So these results were analyzed by a person residing in Poland, Mr. Rafiq Anonoi, for the whole month. He sent me 6 emails for his with his observations, feedback by Mr. Rafiq about forecast on CAD, JPY, GBP. So let us see what he says. This is his email, detailed email. He said he wrote down his observations here, down, and last sentence is amazing is not enough to say. Total observations 9, correct 8, wrong 1, success rate 89%. This was the actual graph of the CAD JPY. Same way, this was the GBP CAD. Same way, this is his email dated 13th October 2021. He wrote down, and total observation 7, correct 7, wrong 0, success rate 100%. This is the chart sent by him. And like that, all these things, success 78, like there is no point in showing all the mails. Here is all his mails and chart for various currency pairs. So I am not repeating all the mails. I think you understood the point. Now, many enthusiasts were asking me to launch a course. They were interested in learning the Sarvatobhadra Chakra, and since last 1 or 2 years. So, considering their request, and when I got sufficient number of students, so I have launched a Sarvatobhadra Chakra course, which is going to start on 22nd January, that is after 3 days. And many of the persons from US has also already joined, and many of the persons from India has also already joined. This is Sarvatobhadra Chakra online course. It is going to by January, starting from, there are 2 levels. I have kept it for 2 levels. The first level will teach the basics of the Sarvatobhadra Chakra. There will be 16 classes of 2 hours each, and it will be conducted weekly. So it will be a 16-week course, 2 hours weekly. And the second level will also be the 16 classes, 2 hours each, and the timings are 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So it will be, if we convert it to EST, American Eastern Standard Time, so it will be around, Meenakshi ji, can you help me? Oh, okay. Meenakshi, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir, we are able to hear you.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay. So, course fees for syllabus level 1 is USD 480 for outside India, and level 2 is $960. And if the complete course fees is paid simultaneously, so it will be USD $1,300. And this is the syllabus of the complete course, which I am showing on the screen. I hope you can read it later on in the recording. Introduction, how to use Vedha, etc., etc. So I will slowly run this syllabus here, so you can read it later on in the recording. So, and this is the level 2, introduction to financial astrology, how it works, why technical and fundamental analysis alone fail in predicting the markets, history of Sarvatobhadra Chakra, uses in market forecasting, Sarvatobhadra Chakra and W.D. Gann, the legendary astro trader, rules of market prediction through SBC, differences in calculation and Vedhas when SBC is used for personal horoscope and market prediction, special rules related to Vedhas when SBC is used for financial astrology purposes, how to exactly quantify the Veda effects numerically to reach a fruitful conclusion and predictions, determining the exact quantum of bullish or bearish effects on markets, translating into possible price levels, determining the intraday price levels for various markets, impact on commodities due to Vedhas by planets of various nakshatras, use of SBC in stock market predictions, use of SBC in Forex market predictions, use of SBC in commodity market predictions, use of SBC in horse race predictions, real life SBC case studies related to sporting. Yes, I forgot to show you how we can predict the sporting events. I have got very good results in predicting the sporting events. Actually, I forgot to make a page to show you. I have predicted, especially when 1-to-1 like Wimbledon is going on. So we can predict the results through Sarvatobhadra Chakra that who will win, because this is 1-to-1. So whether Serena Williams will win or Lady 2 will win. So only through by their names. And I have got very good results in the past through it. Use of SBC in sports predictions. Use of SBC in horse race predictions is also applicable. And Kurma Chakra, the most important supporting chakra for SBC with the special relevance to India. Additional bonus syllabus for level 2 resistance will be there. Knowing yourself, which day is lucky for you for trading. Because I am not only in Sarvatobhadra Chakra, I have, as I told you earlier, I have been working on Ashtak Varga and Panchpakshi very intricately, and I have developed very intricate software, and I have been doing a serious work on all these things. So I will, because whoever will be doing level 2 scores will of course be most probably will be doing trading by himself or herself. So I have added a bonus syllabus for level 2 registrants. Which day is lucky for, and this will be not only based on Sarvatobhadra Chakra, this will include the Ashtak Varga and Panchpakshi. Knowing which and other thing, which industry sector should suit you any given day. Which industry sector will remain most profitable to you generally. What mantras you should recite for success in speculation. What mantras you should recite for creating wealth. What colors should be worn to enhance your astrological strength? Sitting in which direction will increase your chances of being a winner astrologically? What other astrological measures you may take to succeed in the stock market, and like that. So this is a mix of Sarvatobhadra Chakra, Ashtak Varga, and Panchpakshi, etc. So with this thing, I think I would like to finish here. So before I finish, I would like to I offer you. So if you have any questions, so to ask me or any clarification, so you can please ask me.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very interesting introduction. I have a couple of questions, Kansalji. One is the Vedas, the angles of the Vedas. How do you decide that?
Pardon? Vedas.
The angle of the Veda, like the 90 degrees or the 30 degrees.
Yes,
How do you?
yes, actually, if you see, this is one is front Veda, exactly front, and others are 45 degrees.
45 degrees. Okay.
Yes.
Those are the only 3 types of Vedas.
Yes, only
Okay.
3.
And the Krura Grahas and the Shubha Grahas, are they fixed? Natural malefics and natural benefics?
Yes. Natural malefic, Jupiter and Venus are always benefic, and Mangal, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu are always natural malefic, and Moon and Mercury are conditional benefics and malefics.
Okay. So there's no functional malefics except for Moon and for.
No.
They're conditional, they're not functional.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I think a lot of people have questions actually. So please speak up, everyone.
Okay.
Sir, when you say that.
Just before you continue, you're asking for the time, Eastern Standard Time for the cost times, right? It's 8:30 in the morning to 10:30 in the morning, New York time, Eastern Standard Time.
Actually, I have kept it 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So what will be the
PM,
US
right?
time?
PM, sir. It's PM, right?
Yes, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So what will be the EST?
8:30 in the morning to 10:30 in the morning, 2 hours.
Okay, 8:30 to 10:30. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
just for those who are interested. Okay, please continue the question.
Thank you. Yes.
Sir, when you say that the Veda is favorable, if it is Veda by a Shubha planet, does it mean that the price of the commodity or the in the market will go up or go?
Yes, there is a very good principle about it. If something is being produced, so malefic Vedha will decrease the production. For example, anything which is being produced from earth like gold, silver, or any commodity. So the malefic Vedha will decrease the production, and therefore when the production will decrease, the prices will increase. So every book has written that whenever the malefic Vedhas are there, so the price will increase. Secondly, but stock market and Forex markets, this principle is just reverse, because there is no production of the stocks. There is a fixed quantity of stocks. There is a fixed quantity of the foreign currency. It is not, the production cannot be increased or decreased. So what happens is that malefic Vedas will influence the good name of the stock negatively, or the Forex negatively. So it will go down. So it will be reverse in case of stocks and Forex. What I understand. Anything else, please?
One more question, sir.
Yes.
Is it possible to predict whether the Veda will result in a long-term trend or a short-term trend?
Actually, you will have to calculate the Vedas on weekly basis or monthly basis, and only then you can find, just by seeing the. Of course, the Veda of the slow-moving planets will create a long-term effect, and the Vedas of a fast-moving planet that like Moon, Mercury, and Mars, etc. They will be short-term, like daily or weekly or monthly. And if the Veda is being created by slow-moving like Saturn and Rahu or Ketu, so it will be a long-term. effect.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Shyamji, during this class, are we going to use the tool that you developed, or how do we exactly apply what you're teaching?
Yes, this question has come through several persons. So I will answer you in detail. I have written a detailed note about it, so that everybody can. This question has been raised by several persons. So here is the answer. I have written it here already. Will we have access to an excellent software in Sarvatobhadra Chakra? So I hope you can read this. You can read my screen. I wish to. Yes, so you can read it later on, but I will read it out here. I wish to mention that it has been because I am not a programmer basically. I have never been to a computer institute. I have learned a very archaic language, Fox Pro, way back 25 or 30 years ago in 1987. So it has become my mother tongue, and whatever I learn from the books, I try to put it in a software to calculate a little bit faster. That's all. So I wish to mention that it has been written in a very archaic language, Fox Pro 2.6a, and can work on Windows 32-bit only. Actually, Windows 2.6a is a 16-bit software. It is even not 32-bit, but it can run on 32-bit. Secondly, it has never been compiled and still runs in Fox Pro source code only. I have never compiled it. Therefore, its distribution or sale is not possible. But I will try my best to teach the SBC concept and formulae in a way that they can be programmed in Excel with some effort. With a combination of existing astrology programs like Partial Light, Jagannath Hora, etc., and that Excel file, the same SBC strength values can be obtained as with my Fox Pro based SBC software. I myself is not an Excel programmer. Therefore, it is not possible to prepare such an Excel file for distribution in my course. But I know a few persons who have programmed similar SBC concept in Excel files successfully to some extent. Therefore, I think you should also be able to program the SBC yourself, initially in Excel and thereafter in a detailed astrology software. I will try to put everything in this course, whatever I have learned till now, with all the successes and failures. In fact, this course is going to give me an opportunity to myself to read all that accumulated literature on this subject once again after 10 years, which I went through more than a decade ago. It will be a refresher course for myself. I hope I am clear.
Thank you, Shyamji. So if we have a Mac, if we are using Mac laptop, we will not be able to access your software during the course?
No, you will actually not be accessing my software, whether you are owning a Mac or Windows or 32, because I cannot distribute my software because it has never been compiled. I already said here.
So, so in order to reproduce what's being shown on the screen, you think the entire logic is simplistic so that we can do the testing ourselves by using the data from Parashar or Jagannath and put it in
Actually, what this course will do, it will teach you in much detail whatever I have learned in last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
In my journey with Sarvatobhadra Chakra, and many of you are much better programmer than me. And once the concepts are clear, I think you may develop your own software either in as a application or in Excel. I have met a few people who have written Excel sheets with all these things, and they are working. But I cannot. I am neither an Excel programmer nor a. So honestly, I can only teach you the concepts. I cannot help you with the program.
So basically, what you are saying is that you will teach us how to do it, how to do the calculations. But at the
Yes.
same time, would you be churning out charts for us to learn how to program it ourselves in Excel? Would you be giving us that data? Would you be giving us that data?
Actually, 1 minute, I will show you. There is nothing much data needed. It is very, very simple. Once the concepts are clear, so you can do it very easily. Now it will be a little bit slower, but of course, I tell you, there is not much, too much requirement. First of all, I will be providing you this template.
Okay.
Okay, I will be. I have prepared this template, which is in English, and also because some consonants are not properly pronounced in English, so I have written in Hindi also here. And most of the things are in English, for your understanding. So I have prepared this template. So what you have to do? You simply prepared your birth chart. Suppose you are analyzing your own day. So you know your ascendant. So suppose your ascendant is Taurus. So this is Taurus. You marked here. You know your Tithi. You marked here. You know your Var. You marked here. Like that. You marked all the 5 things. Then,
okay.
Sorry. Then you for each day you will use one template. You made several copies of this template printouts. Suppose you are using today's analysis, so you put the planet's name here in this blanks. Sorry, screen has gone blank. Please wait, screen is reloading.
So while you're trying to get back, I know you showed example of currency. Similarly, you will show us example of stock as well.
I have lost the screen, so it is. I am finding it difficult to.
Hey guys, this is Simon here. Shyamji, I've written an email to Nikhil Parashara. Would you be willing to work with him to help him improve the Sarvatobhadra component?
Yes, Simon. Yes, Simon. Actually, I talked to their Jaipur head, Parashara's Jaipur head, Mr. His name is Prashna Malpani. Actually, he has sent the latest version of Parashara to me a few days ago as a gift. I'm very thankful to him because he has incorporated Sarvatobhadra Chakra. He has tried to incorporate Sarvatobhadra Chakra in it. And I wanted him actually that he should incorporate Sarvatobhadra Chakra in its full form so that my students can also use it properly. It will be a help for me and all of you. So actually, I offered him that 1 person or 2 persons from his team should join this detailed course. So he has already incorporated Sarvatobhadra Chakra with a learned person who teaches Sarvatobhadra Chakra with him, and he has done very good job. But I have offered him that if he wants to incorporate, he can very easily incorporate all these things. This is very simple. all the elements are there in partial light. So if not him, anybody who is having astrology software, which is calculating the planetary speeds, planetary positions, and today's hundreds of softwares are there. So I offer everybody of them, so they can join my course, and they will learn the intricacies of this thing, and they can easily incorporate all these things, whatever has been left. So I have offered Mr. Prashant Malpani of Partial Light India office. So if he is willing, so I will be more than happy to help him.
That would be great. So you're just to be clear, you're offering him a free seat in the course so he can listen.
Yes, yes. So,
okay.
So I have already offered him.
Sir, in the case of individuals, you have the date of birth and birth details, etc., which you can put on the Sarvatobhadra Chakra and then analyze the Vedas. But how is it done in the case of commodities and stuff like that?
Yes, actually principles are totally different. There are not birth charts are not used. If you have listened me carefully, so I said that Swamis are decided, Panne Swami, Desh Swami, etc., etc. There was a chapter which I read, where the strengths of the various planets reside, which are the Swamis, lords of that commodity. Color Swami, Rang Swami, color Swami, lord of the color, like that. So all these things are applied when we predict commodities.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I hope you are clear. You are clear?
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else, please?
So, Mr. Shyam, just one question before I think we knock off. What exactly are we able to do after going through level 1 of your course? What exactly are we able to do for ourselves?
Actually, what you will be able to do, it depends upon your own capacity. What I am going to do is teaching you the intricacies of Sarvatobhadra Chakra.
Okay. Right.
So I cannot guarantee that you will be able to apply it in your practical life. I cannot guarantee. I can help you, because it will depend upon your own capacity. Because there are people which are already adept in astrology, like Simon Chokoksy. So Simon can easily apply all the principles very easily, I know. And some people are here which are interested in learning Sarvatobhadra Chakra, but they may take time to apply it in the practical life. And especially when the software is not available. So they will have to put values manually in the Excel sheet. So it will take time. So it will be a slow process for them. So actually, you will be gaining access to a very precious knowledge, that I can say, through this course. But I cannot guarantee that you will be able to apply that precious knowledge in your daily life, because it will depend upon your own capacity. Some people will be able, some people may not be able as quickly if they are not very sincere. I hope you are clear.
Yes, but sir, when you give out that template, right? The template. So if we learn how to do, or we learn how to work with the template, we should be able to come up with the actual angles and whatnot.
No, actually, angles are very simple. Those principles are very simple. When I will teach, when I will teach you, I think that is a single classes work, and you will be able to draw the Vedas. Once the template is with you, so that is not a very hard work. The hard work is quantification of the Vedas.
And
Because that involves some calculations, and those calculations can be easily done through Excel also. Okay, but what will make your progress slow? Because until some software creates those values, because those values you will have to read on the screen and fill in the Excel sheet manually. Because although all those values are available in partial light and Jagannath Hora now also, they are Kshetraval, etc., etc. They are very simple calculations. Every software is calculating them. And partial light, I know all those calculations are available, but because they are, you will have to put those values manually in the Excel sheet first. So naturally, it will make your progress slow. Till some software comes out and makes it automated. I
the
hope
going is slow because we have to manually input all this into the Excel sheet, and from there we have to learn how to use it.
Yes. So
Understood.
yes.
Understood. Okay. Sounds very interesting. Yeah.
Shyam sir, I have a spiritual question.
Yes.
And so to Simon sir as well, because I've taken, I think, one class from him, I guess, if I remember correctly. So this is a powerful technique, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which given in a hand of a...
I am talking to Mr. Shailesh Malu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So this is a very, very powerful technique.
Why don't you make your video workable so that we can talk face to face?
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me try.
It will be nice to see you.
Yeah. Can you see me now?
Yes, your face is not there. Your jacket is coming.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry because I think that.
Yes, now I can see you, Mr. Malu. Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I see two gurus in this session, Simon sir and yourself, and this is more of a spiritual question from the point of view of Warner, some sort of. So this is a powerful, if it gets into hand of wrong people versus right people, and how do you,
Actually, I'm not very clear about your question. Can you spell it out more clearly and slowly?
Okay, so this is a powerful technique.
Okay.
Right? I mean, you showed so it can be used for good purpose and bad purpose also.
Okay. Bad purpose.
Well, so you showed the example of, the attack on India and, for example.
Okay. So you mean that our enemy countries may draw a bad Muhurta, bad day for our country, yeah?
Yes,
similar. The impact will be greater.
Yes, there are chances.
Right.
But you can't.
So in olden days, the guru would make sure that the disciple is worthy enough to gain the knowledge, and the guru make sure that he is using it for the right purpose. So from that point of view, I feel too much automation into software might be an issue, and that was my limited point. And so,
yes,
it's too easy for everyone to use it.
There are good and bad uses of everything. So the atomic power makes the electricity also, and the atomic power makes the atom bomb also.
Yes.
So the same aircraft carries you from India to USA, and same aircraft gets into the World Trade Power.
Right.
So so you can't stop it. You can't stop flying the aircraft. You can't stop using the atomic energy. So so the good and bad uses are always there.
Sure.
Any next question, sir?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It doesn't look like we have more questions. If we have any question, please speak up. Otherwise, we are getting over time. So we'll go towards closing the session. You will get more information about, especially from the US people. You can join from jyotish.com. I'm putting in the chat as well. Even on the home page, you'll find the link. If not, we'll go towards closing the session. Rani ji, can I see you?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
we'll do the closing mantra and close.
Thank you so
thanks
much,
a lot.
Kansalji. Yeah. Meenakshi, go
Thanks a
ahead.
lot, Shyamji.
Okay. Thank you,
Love you,
Meenakshi ji.
ji.
Thank you, Rani ji.
Thank you,
And
Meenakshi. Thank you,
all
sir.
the listeners who have spent so much time with me and in this late night. And I can see Dr. R.A. Raj from Singapore. And I know it is very late in Singapore, and he is still sitting here with me to listen all these things. What is the time, Dr. Raj, in Singapore at the moment?
1:05, sir. 1:05 in the morning.
Oh, 1:05. Oh.
No worries, no worries. It's a pleasure always speaking to you.
Okay.
Always listening to you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. And
Thank you, Shyamji.
okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Really a privilege, honor and privilege.
Thank you, sir.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rani ji.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shyamji. Thanks a lot, everyone, to taking out the time and coming and showing such a great response towards the basics of Sarvatobhadra Chakra. And see you guys in the class as well. Thank you.
Will
Thank
this
you very much.
video
Thank
be
you.
shared, madam?
Yes, we will on jyotish.com. It will be available on demand, so you will have this available as well, and also on the YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you.
It is
So do
available.
remember? Yes, Shyamji.
It is available on the YouTube also.
Yes, it's available on the YouTube as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So do remember jyotish.com just in case you are not able to find it. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Nice.